Welcome back. We're on our third week here with a new job, and I wanted to give an update of a little bit of this job, trucking, the way that I see it, and the economy, and just a general, you know, the general scope and direction that I think everything is going. If I sound a little off, I've had this really bad head cold or something. My wife said that I had COVID. I don't know if that's true or not, but years ago I thought I had COVID whenever it was, the big thing. Went to the doctor and he shoved this Q-tip thing up my nose all the way to the back of my brain and pulled it out, and he said I didn't have COVID, and he tested me for the flu and said that I didn't have the flu either. So I said, what do I have, and why do I feel so bad? And he said, I think you just got a cold. And this is similar to what I was feeling back then. So I don't know. The unfortunate thing is my wife texted me earlier today and she said she caught it as well. So I got back on the truck and I guess she caught whatever I had, whether it's a cold or COVID or whatever, the flu. I don't know what we've got, but I do feel a lot better. And it got me to thinking about this video about things are getting better. And I really feel like that. Start out with this job. This is the third week, like I said, in doing this job, and everything has went exactly like the owner said that it would go. He told me about the truck. The truck is exactly what he said. He sent a picture of the truck, and it was this truck, exactly the truck that he sent the picture of. Got the new mattress. I know that's a stupid thing to be excited about, but I mean, if you follow the channel, you know how big of a fight I've had with mattresses and companies. And this one had the brand new mattress in, didn't ask for it. I was just waiting to see how it would work out before, I said something about a mattress, and it was in here already. And he was like, who wouldn't put a new mattress in for a driver? So, I mean, starting off, that went really well. And then, the route last week and the week before, this, like I said, is the third week. All I've been doing is running Iowa, different points in Iowa, different towns in Iowa, picking up, dropping off, and running down to Missouri, to Arkansas, to Tennessee, really close around my house. Haven't been going directly to the town that I live in, even though he said that he has some freight going there to the town I live in, but so far I haven't gotten on one of those loads yet. Maybe this week will change that, but regardless, the route that he said was exactly that, and that's what I've been doing. Promises made, promises kept. Got paid last Friday. It was exactly what he said the pay would be. And, man, I couldn't be happier. I mean, trucking is not the greatest thing that ever was invented. It's not the greatest job ever. But it really means something when you go to work for a company and it is exactly like, they say that it was on the phone. And that is not, I guess, normal. I guess it's not normal for all of the boxes to be checked off exactly right. You know, people have a way of over estimating their company. You know, they want to cheerlead and say this is the greatest thing, the greatest company that ever was, and this is what you'll do, and you get worked up and excited thinking this is going to be. Whoop, I hit my power window button, the window went down. You know, they say that this is the greatest thing, and they promise you the moon and the stars, and then you get in there and you're like, wait, this is nothing like what you said that it would be, or it's nothing like, you know, in my mind that it would be. And the only thing, and I remember him saying this, was some weeks, you know, you'll be getting in late on Friday, but then you leave late on Sunday or maybe even Monday morning, and then the next week it will flip to where you'll get in early on Friday, but you'll have to leave early on Sunday. Well, I can't remember the first week how it worked out. I don't remember that week. Too much has passed, and I put myself on the spot. But this last weekend, I got in on Friday morning early, but I had to leave early Sunday to make it back up to Iowa to deliver this morning. Today's Monday. And maybe this week, you know, I'll get in late Friday night, and I'll already be home, so, you know, I don't have to deliver until Monday morning, or, you know, leave out the house late Sunday night, something like that. We shall see. We'll see how it works out this week. But regardless, either way, it's much, much better than my last job that I had, because there was times there I got in late Friday night and left early Sunday morning, just barely got a 34, just squeaked in a 34 reset, and then just busted it out all week long, and didn't have time to recharge my batteries at home, and I was just wore out all next week. I keep waiting for this to just kick in and run real hard here, and so far it hasn't. And hopefully he's making money off of the company. He did mention that he hopes the latter part of the year picks up on the rates and stuff, which I think we all think that. And that brings me to the other point that I was wanting to do this video about. I know a lot of people don't like me talking about stocks. They don't really see where that all fits in with everything. And I've tried to explain it the best way I can. And I get a lot of flack, you know, whenever I start talking about that. But regardless, you know, I have been in and out of stocks since 2007 was the first year that I bought a stock, and I started looking at the stock market. I got out of it about 2010 or so, and then I jumped back into it again latter part of last year, and I've been into it since then. And you can judge, you know, the direction that the country as a whole is going by looking at companies and their profits and what the interest rates are, what you know, what is buying and what is selling. One company that I want to mention here, and usually I don't talk specific stocks, especially stocks that I own. And this one I do not own, but I have been keeping an eye on it. And it's one that potentially I could buy. And that stock has got to do with this channel, and it's got to do with let me turn a light on. It's getting, sun's going down, it's getting dark. It has to do with this channel, it has to do with YouTube, it has to do with trucking, it has to do with a lot of things, and it's something that I have voiced an opposition to in the past, but I've gotten to where I've used it quite often, and that is a GoPro. GoPro does have stock. GoPro is its own company. GoPro owns GoPro. That may sound weird, but a lot of companies out there, we'll take, for instance, one that just popped into the top of my head here is Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper and Keurig, the coffee company that uses the little pods, Keurig Dr. Pepper is one company. You know? And you say, well, that does make sense. You know, they're both drinks and they're both very popular drinks. But Keurig Dr. Pepper is one company. And GoPro is a standalone company. You know, it is what it is. And it's not owned by, you know, a third party or whatever. It is its own company. And if you don't know about GoPro, if you haven't researched it or watched the history of it, when they came out, I think it was 2014, I want to say, something like that, when they came out on the stock market anyway, they were at the highest point that they've ever been, and I don't have that information with me, but it was, their stock was flying high. I mean, they were the pinnacle of action cameras when they came out. You know, everybody wanted a GoPro. They thought it was just the coolest thing ever. And that company's stock was soaring. It was so high. And that was the highest it's ever been. And it has constantly been falling and falling and falling ever since. And I just looked at it today, and I think they're around 79 or 80 cents a share. Yeah. I mean, they have fell off of their pedestal and have came crashing down as a company. But I just read an article the other day that they won a lawsuit with Insta360 on patent infringement. They were saying that Insta360 used some of their proprietary software, hardware, something to build an Insta360, and they won and got a huge settlement off of that. And if I'm not mistaken, in September of 2025, this year, later on, September 2025, they are going to come out with the GoPro Hero 14, which is supposed to be so far advanced than anything GoPro has ever made up until this day. And you know, if you followed along with GoPro, they just add like a little tweak here and there, and they change a little bit here and there. It's basically just, you know, updates, slight updates from one to another. And, you know, like a GoPro 10 is not a huge difference between it and a 12. Or an 11 is not a huge difference between it and a 13. But supposedly, if I'm understanding it right, a 14, the new one, the 14, is going to just blow out. And it is going to be so huge, like such a huge deal. And I am seeing a turn in their stock. They're crossing over some moving averages, and the volume on their stock is increasing. And you're seeing a lot of, reflections of what's happening in their stock. And that is what I was wanting to use as an example, because I feel, I just mentioned that, do you feel trucking is changing? Do you feel like things are changing? I think that was my last video that I did. And to compound on that, I really feel like it. My job is going great. It's exactly what was promised to me. I feel like the economy is getting a little more stable, a little more leveled out. It's getting better. We're seeing a change in trucking as far as, leveling out instead of it being so unstable. And there's a lot of different factors that are going into play with that. And I think it's going to be a constant building here over the next few months, possibly the next few years. And I think things are getting better. I think we have really hit bottom. And another stock I'll just throw out there, I was talking to a friend of mine about this one today, and that was Caterpillar, which, if you follow this channel at all, you know that my owner-operator truck that I've got at home that's parked in the driveway has a C15 Acert twin-turbo Cat in it. It's a 2005 Kenworth, and, I like the engine. I like Cat engines, and I've kept an eye on their stock. I do not own it. I don't have any shares of Cat, but last month or the month before, when we had that dip in the stocks, I think Caterpillar went down to something like $260, $270 a share. Right now, I think they just bumped above $410 a share. You're talking a massive change in just a couple of months there. That's what I'm talking about right there, is we're seeing these little breadcrumbs, I guess you could say. You could follow the breadcrumbs and see where we are taking steps and getting better and getting stronger and getting more leveled out. And you can go search Caterpillar stock for yourself and see what I'm talking about there. I think it's going to pull back. I was actually talking to another YouTuber that does stocks. He's a truck driver and he also does stocks. And he was talking about Vanguard stock. And I told him, he probably needed to look at either holding Vanguard long term, or he needed to take his profits out of it now and let it settle down a little bit and then reinvest into it. I don't think he believed me. I don't think he thinks that I know what I'm talking about there, but I do think that we're going to see in this month and possibly next month a slight pullback, another reset. And one YouTuber that I really like listening to, one YouTube channel I like, is Bravos Research, and they make such detailed videos, specifics about certain things like what I'm talking about here. And they were talking about how this is correlating with a lot of downturns in the past, where we had this bump up and then a V shape, and then it bumped up again and it pulled back slightly, and then we took off and started going. Every one of the stocks that I own, except for one, today went up, and they went up quite a bit. They went up quite a bit. And I am now to the point where all of the stocks that I own, except for one, I think I am in the green. I am in the plus range on every one of these stocks. These that I own right now, I think are long-term holds. I don't want to sell them for really any reason. And I think they're going to be long-term gainers. So one of them is a artificial intelligence stock. One of them has to do with the software for self-driving trucks. And I know I probably got a big boo out of a lot of people for that one, but I don't see that the wave of the future for trucking, but I see that as going to be a permanent fixture in trucking, whether you like it or not. We're not going back to 1973 cab over trucks. It's not going to happen. You're not going to see them being mass produced anymore, but you will see all of the software and safety systems be put on trucks permanently for the foreseeable future. And self-driving technology is at its infancy, and it's only going to start building. Like it or not, I don't like it myself, but you know, if you just turn your back and your mind to it and say it doesn't exist, I'm just going to close my mind and close my eyes and close my ears and pretend that it doesn't happen, you're going to wake up from now in 5 or 10 years and go, wow, where did all these self-driving trucks come from? Where did this technology come from? I really think that we're on the groundbreaking edge of it. AI is the same thing. I don't like it. I think it's a bad thing. I see so much, especially those two coming together, AI and the self-driving technology, software systems and everything, when they merge together, it reminds me of the Terminator movie. It really does. And I'm like, this is not good. It's not good. And you say, well, why are you investing in it? Well, to make money. I don't especially like truck driving. I don't just, love it with every ounce of my being. But where else can you get such a good job without a college degree and make the kind of money that we make? If you know an 8 to 5 job that I can quit truck driving and go home and have a weekend off job working 8 to 5, making close to $100,000 a year, bring home, tell me about it. I would like to know. I don't think it exists for me. So that's why I'm in trucking. That's why I'm in stocks. And regardless, I think we're getting better. Short term. Now, long term, it may be a different story. All of this stuff is going to converge sometime way off into the future. 10 years, 20 years, 50 years from now. I have no idea when, but I think we're probably going to see a lot of mandates and laws and things coming into play with self-driving technology and AI and everything. I see a lot of issues with that. But for right now, we have just went through one of our longest periods of recession that we have been in for a long time. I mean, 2008 didn't touch what we just came out of. And, I had to park my owner-operator truck because of this downturn, this recession. And in 2008, I went right through it. I breezed right through 2008, and it started getting really good right after that. But this has been dragging on 2.5, 3.5 years. But I'm just saying, with all of this, I think we have hit the V. I think we're coming up. I think we're going to have a slight pull back the next couple of months. This is my projection. June, July, August, we're going to come down and come up a little bit, come back down. We're going to level out, and then about the time school starts, about fall of this year, I really think we're going to be trucking it up. I think we're going to be doing good. I think we're going to go over the hill and be smoother roads ahead. That's my prediction. I really think that, and that's why I was wanting to do this video. I don't put out a whole lot of good news. I've said in the past that there's not a lot of good news to talk about sometimes, but I think we are going to see good news very shortly. I think things are going to get better real soon. With that being said, thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. Good or bad, either one. If you don't agree, you think it sucks and you think it's going to get worse, comment on that if you wish. But I disagree. I think it's going to get better. I think we're really looking up. I think we got sunny skies ahead. But regardless of that, you guys take care, and we'll try to put out another video this week. Who knows? I might do a driving video or something. The truck is real noisy in here. I've got a lot of rattles that I need to take care of. These cabinet doors rattle quite a bit, and that's why I've not really thought about putting a driving video together. But maybe, hopefully, we can do that real soon and get back to normal video making. How about that? You guys take care. We'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.